No, 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 no. What is a gizzard? No, I'm Googling. No, you can't just say that and then not tell me what it is. Oh, God. Okay. I wish I never saw that. The last video that we done together, many mouths were wet towards the end of the video, mine included, okay? And I know for a fact that today, with this video, it's gonna have the same effect. In fact, I'm already hungry now that I'm even thinking about being hungry and I haven't even seen anything. Welcome to Southern Comfort Foods in the USA that you gotta try before you become unalive. Just before we jump into this, ladies and gentlemen, you guys, listen, I've said this before, you guys are absolutely smashing everything. I haven't seen growth in this channel ever, actually. We had literally 1,000 subs in one day yesterday. What the actual fuck? Okay, and then a lot of you guys are coming over to the Twitch as well, which is linked down below in the first comment. Guys, genuinely, I know we get a little bit silly here on this channel, but thank you so much. You don't know how much that means to me. I love doing this, and I love seeing that you guys are enjoying these new types of videos. It's all good, all around. Now let's get hungry again. Grab a bib. Remember, like I said, cut your toenails. I just know this is going to be really hard.
One of the most popular dishes to have come out of New Orleans are beignets. These airy treats are made with usually square pieces of yeast dough that are fried in hot oil until they puff up. They're then generously dusted with powdered sugar and
I know it. I'm literally, I'm 24 seconds in and I need a meal. Please tell me there's like apple or something inside those things. Is there like something inside? What happens if you bite into them? What happens, bro?
Straight away. Preferably accompanied by a mug of cafe au lait. Arguably the best place to enjoy a beignet is in New Orleans, preferably at the Café du Monde in the city's French Quarter. But if getting around is proving a little difficult right now, then you're in luck, because they're not difficult to make at home either. Just make sure to turn them often in the oil and be careful. Please
tell, surely there's like a filling. Please tell me, I don't know, what something about biting into that and there being apple inside is doing something to my being.
Not to overcook them. Biscuits and gravy is a hearty breakfast dish that you'll find in restaurants and homes across the South. The soft, flaky biscuits are smothered in white gravy, which is made from pork sausage drippings, milk, and flour. The gravy is seasoned with black pepper and
sometimes things don't look good, okay? That does not looks like dog sick. But now that she said what it is, I want it.
It includes pieces of the breakfast sausage too, making it even more flavorful. The good news is that sausage gravy is easy to make at home, and there are plenty of different recipes available online. Failing that, you could pick up some of the ready mix packets at the grocery store.
Guys, if you're watching this, I want to know what if you've got like a certain comfort food, I want to know, because I want to maybe do something, okay? If I were to give you guys a P.O. box where you could send shit to, would you guys like to send me a load of food that we could do in a video that I could try all the foods and see what I like? If you guys could send me some, would you guys do that? Would that be something? If not, that's fine. But if so, nice.
Want to try the homemade stuff at least once. As for the biscuits, if making them from scratch just isn't feasible, the Pillsbury ones you pop open and bake will work just fine. Just don't let a southerner catch you taking those shortcuts. Okay, so boiled peanuts sound kind of bland compared to roasted peanuts, but don't judge a book by its cover. These are actually really good. They're made by taking raw peanuts and boiling them for hours in salty water over a fire until the shells turn soggy.
I've never heard of that in my life.
A boiled peanut all over the South, where residents and tourists alike enjoy them, often with bottles of Coke or sweet tea. For what it's worth, it's usually best to munch on boiled peanuts outdoors, so you can easily spit out their soggy shells, because it's nearly impossible to crack them open with your hands. Of course, some people opt to eat these peanuts whole, shells and all, but that's one heck of an acquired taste.
Okay. Daniel!
Okay. For centuries, people have been making use of their stale bread by creating their own kinds of bread pudding. Often made with bread, cream, eggs, sugar, spices, and raisins, modern bread pudding is the heartiest of comfort foods and should do wonders for warming you up on a cold and dreary day. So how do you make bread pudding even better? Just add bourbon. In the South, people often add a few dashes of bourbon to a number of different recipes. And bread pudding is one of them. The bourbon combines with the cream and sugar to create a thick, warm sauce that is drizzled over the warm bread pudding right before serving. Brunswick stew is a hearty, tomato-based stew that's hugely popular in the South.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
It typically features lima beans, corn, and other vegetables, along with some sort of meat. The base includes barbecue sauce and a little hot sauce for some heat too. Early versions of the stew use squirrel meat, but if you're not brave enough to keep it authentic, you can always substitute the squirrel with rabbit, chicken, or just about anything else.
Isn't squirrels rodents?
Claim the stew
Are they alright, dude? They alright?
Originated in their Brunswick County, while Georgians will tell you it was first made in the city of Brunswick, Georgia. Wherever it came from, however, it's a truly delicious comfort food that'll easily take the chill out of a wintry day.
Oh, that looks
Grab
so
some
good,
cornbread,
I'll
or
take
loaf
a
of any
it looks
crusty
nice.
bread for that matter, to sop up all the southern goodness.
Oh.
Fried catfish is a simple dish that's available at most restaurants that serve fish in the South. And the
Yeah, we talked about this before in my last one. I am absolutely not a fan of fish in any... Well, sometimes I am. I like salmon kind of with rice and sweet chili sauce, but either way, generally speaking, it's because whenever I first heard comfort food, I thought it was going to be desserts, something savory, sweet. And then I started saying fish. But now that I know what comfort food is not what I thought it was going to be, I understand that. But still, I just can't, bro. I can't.
The news is that catfish is pretty good for you, since it's high in omega-3 fatty acids and low in mercury. If you can't find it at a restaurant near you, however, your grocery store may offer farmed catfish, which is also typically clean and nutritious. Catfish is easy enough to prepare. Dip it in milk, dredge it in seasoned cornmeal, and fry it in hot oil. It only takes a few minutes to get it golden brown on the outside and beautifully flaky on the inside. Add a squirt of lemon and a side of rice, then start chowing down. Pure bliss.
Fish and rice does seem to be a go-to.
For a truly comforting meal, there's nothing like a bowl of chicken and dumplings. If you aren't in the South, where you can find them at most sit-down restaurants, you can try making these at home by dropping biscuit dough into cooking soup. And though they aren't difficult to make, dumplings are a kind of art form, and they can take some time to perfect. You don't want your dumplings undercooked and wet inside, but you also don't want them so overcooked that they start falling apart in the broth.
So good.
Stick them with a toothpick, and if it comes out clean, you're good to go.
All right.
Chicken fried steak, sometimes called country fried steak, is made from a tenderized cube steak, which is battered like fried chicken, pan-fried and topped with white gravy. While you can find chicken fried steak in an array of southern states, it's most closely associated with Texas. And as with most things, it's always bigger in Texas too. In fact, at Lulu's Cafe in San Antonio, you can find a 21-ounce version of this dish.
That looks incredible.
And it's not a coincidence that Lulu's is also home to the famous 3-pound cinnamon roll too.
What?
That's just how they roll down there, as it were. For your next Super Bowl party, why not forego the wings and serve up a batch of southern fried chicken gizzards instead?
I can't.
Believe
my mouth is watering,
your
bro.
guests might thank you for it. Okay, so you probably don't want to think too much about what a gizzard is, but that'll be easy enough to do once you realize how good it tastes.
No. What is a gizzard? No, I'm Googling. No, you can't just say that and then not tell me what it is. Oh, God. Okay. I wish I never saw that.
You can cook gizzards in a number of ways, but it's best to boil them first and then coat them before deep frying. Throw in a little hot sauce, and soon you won't be able to get enough of these tender little morsels.
It's okay, I'll still eat it though. But I know what it is.
Chicken pot pie is an iconic southern comfort food that, when done right, simply can't be beaten. And done right doesn't mean grabbing a pie from your grocer's freezer section.
Confidence.
A flaky golden brown homemade crust is essential for this southern specialty.
I should rub it like that.
Inside, the chicken needs to be moist and plentiful. The vegetables must be neither too firm nor too mushy, and the gravy creamy but not goopy. Is it a challenge to find a good chicken pot pie? Yes, but it really is worth it. And if you don't trust restaurants to get it right, you could always experiment with different recipes at home. It might take some time to perfect, but once you land on just the right method, you'll never want to cook anything else.
Chicken pie.
Ambrosia didn't actually originate in the South,
saliva after every sentence because my mouth's so wet.
Southern potlucks. This variety of fruit salad typically contains mandarin oranges, mini marshmallows, pineapple chunks, and shredded coconut mixed with some sort of dairy ingredient.
That looks
incredible. Some people use mayonnaise, while others use cream cheese, plain yogurt, or whipped cream. You might also find some potluckers add in bananas, cherries, and nuts too. Because why the heck not, right? Think of it like a banana split without the ice cream. And then maybe throw in some ice cream anyway. If you live north of the Mason-Dixon line, you've probably never experienced chitlins before, and you are most definitely missing out. Chitlins are made from the large intestines of a hog, and they need to be carefully cleaned and prepared before cooking, for obvious reasons. Typically, the intestines are soaked in baking soda and water, rinsed several times, turned inside out, and cleaned by hand before being boiled for several hours.
No, it ends. No. Ain't no way someone's eating intestines as a comfort food, bro. I've had enough. You can come at me with all the excuses what you want, guys. I'm not accepting it, okay? I'm not accepting that people are getting together to eat fucking intestines. No.
And just in case you're doing this at home, be warned. Chitlins smell truly disgusting while they are boiling, so put some onion and lemon in the water to tone down the odor. After they are boiled, batter and deep fry them. Then serve them up with a little hot sauce.
They literally look like fucking microwaved finger skin, bro. They look like finger skin or something else skin.
Deep fry them. Then serve them up with a little hot sauce. Though Pennsylvania has its own version of chowchow, it's actually completely different from the southern variety.
Okay.
In the South, chowchow is a cabbage-based type of pickled relish that incorporates onions, peppers, tomatoes, and a whole lot of seasoning. This stuff is often used as a topping for hot dogs and hamburgers.
That sounds really nice.
You can also use it to top your cornbread, fish cakes, beans, and even your mashed potatoes. In fact, you can put it on just about anything. It'll taste great no matter what.
I'm a big fan of relish.
Vegetable, not completely unlike turnip or mustard greens, and are most often associated with soul food. They can be bitter and tough if not cooked properly. But if they're done right, then they'll make the perfect side dish to any southern meal. After washing them well, chop the leaves into inch-long pieces, then simmer them in water. People often throw a ham bone into the pot along with garlic and onion for a little extra flavor. But one of the best additions to collard greens has got to be bacon. You can never go wrong with bacon.
Facts.
Redeye gravy is made with the grease and drippings of pan-fried ham and black coffee. And yeah, okay, that might sound kinda gross, but this stuff really is amazing. The coffee is first used to deglaze the pan, but is then combined with the grease on a 1-to-1 ratio, resulting in a highly unusual yet genuinely delicious gravy. You can pour the simple gravy over your ham, potatoes, rice, or grits, but many folk choose to simply sop it up with biscuits. Crawfish, crayfish, crawdads, or mudbugs, whatever you call them in your neck of the woods, these freshwater crustaceans are some of the tastiest seafood out there. Of course, you can eat crawfish meat dipped in drawn butter, just like you would with lobster, but if you ever find yourself in
Can you eat those raw? You know the way you can eat some fish raw? Fish food raw? Can you eat those raw?
Cajun areas of Louisiana, do yourself a favor and seek out crawfish etouffee. This is when crawfish meat in a spicy roux is poured over rice for an amazing dish with a seriously deep flavor. As simple as it sounds, you don't want to make fried chicken and waffles at home. Instead,
see, this is it. This is just elite, what we're looking at right now. Simple, yet effective. Fried chicken and waffles, bro. Keep it simple. I'm comfortable.
Hop on over to one of the South's many awesome waffle establishments or diners, the places that really get it right. If you haven't experienced chicken and waffles before, it might seem like an unusual combination, but it really does work. Crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside, perfectly seasoned fried chicken makes a heavenly partner for a plate of buttery waffles. This is also an incredibly versatile dish and should work great for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a late-night snack.
Yeah, chicken for
breakfast.
Fried
green tomatoes is a simple southern side dish that packs a big punch. The key when making fried green tomatoes is to avoid them turning into a soft, soggy mess. Check your unripened tomatoes are suitably firm, then cut them into 3/8 to half-inch slices, and soak them for an hour in a mixture of buttermilk and hot sauce. Dredge the tomatoes in a combination of cornmeal and cornstarch, then fry them in bacon grease over medium-high heat until they're crispy on the outside. But be careful not to overcook them. You can dip them in just about anything, but a remoulade with mayo, hot sauce, horseradish, and Cajun spices would be the ultimate authentic accompaniment.
I miss the smell of coffee and bacon frying. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a plate of fried green tomatoes.
If you're looking for something a little out of the ordinary to fill you up, consider jambalaya, a favorite in Louisiana. Jambalaya is a mix of sausage, chicken, seafood, and vegetables, cooked in the same pot with rice and stock. Creole jambalaya contains tomatoes, while the Cajun version does not. Both, of course, are extremely tasty.
Jambalaya.
In Cajun jambalaya, in rural Louisiana, you might also find a variety of game meats used, as well as alligator, crayfish, and even turtle. All Southerners know that everything's better when you fry it, and okra is no exception. To make these golden nuggets of veggie goodness for yourself, slice your okra, dip it in buttermilk, and then coat it in cornmeal and season before deep frying. The best thing here is that okra is seriously good for you, since it's low in calories and contains a great deal of fiber, potassium, calcium, and vitamins. The hot brown sandwich originated at the restaurant in the Brown Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky in the 1920s, and it's still served there today. The hot brown is traditionally an open-faced turkey sandwich with tomatoes, covered in Mornay sauce, which is baked, topped with bacon, and then broiled. Some people say it was originally created with peaches rather than tomatoes. Others swear it's a great hangover cure. Pretty much everyone agrees, however, that it's a genuine, bona fide, once-in-a-lifetime sandwich.
Oh my God, give me that.
If you've ever eaten at Long John Silver's, you've probably had their hush puppies. But the ones you can get at a southern restaurant or fish fry are a heck of a lot better than the Long John variety. Hush puppies are basically balls of fried cornmeal batter that are often served alongside fried fish or shrimp. Though hush puppies aren't exactly complex, they're kind of like potato chips, in that it's virtually impossible to eat just one. Southern pecan pie made with a splash of high-quality bourbon is hard to beat. If you don't have a restaurant in your area that makes a killer pecan pie, though, it's not too difficult to make at home. However, you'll want to experiment.
I don't know what that is. Is that like a fruit?
With the amounts of corn syrup, brown sugar, and bourbon you're using until you find just the right combination. And sure, you might end up having to bake a load of pies to get it right, but who's gonna complain about that? If you aren't from the South, then there's a chance you aren't too familiar with pimento cheese.
Bro.
Basically, pimento cheese is a mixture of cheese mixed with mayo and pimento peppers. It can be spread on crackers, stuffed into celery, and scooped onto chips. Some people add it to scrambled eggs or grits, while others use it as a relish for brats, burgers, and hot dogs. In Louisiana, they spice it up by adding hot sauce or cayenne pepper into the mix. But the possibilities for pimento cheese are endless, and once you start incorporating it into your recipes, you're never going to want to stop.
Good lord.
Pot liquor is the liquid that's left behind after you boil green vegetables. So what do you do with it other than pour it down the sink? Well, some people save pot liquor and use it in place of stock in their next stew or soup, while others pour it over rice or potatoes. But the best thing to do with pot liquor is drink it. It might seem a little odd, but that way you can reap all the nutrients that have boiled out of the greens. Red beans and rice is a staple dish in Louisiana Creole cuisine.
Doesn't sound very
Traditionally, families took the ham hocks, bones, vegetables, and beans that were left over from Sunday dinner and used them to create a scrumptious dish of spicy beans that were served with rice the next day.
Great.
Cayenne pepper, Tabasco sauce, and other seasonings can turn up the heat on this hearty meal. While some people like to add in sausage or other meats. Here's a tip though. If you boil bones to make a broth for the base, you'll get exactly the flavor you want without having to add anything else. Gumbo is sometimes confused with jambalaya, but it's not the same
Where
thing
have
at
I heard
all.
gumbo before?
The key difference is that with jambalaya, the rice is cooked with the rest of the ingredients. With gumbo, however, the rice is cooked separately. Gumbo is a stew created with a strong, robust stock, sausage, shrimp, other shellfish, and the holy trinity of vegetables: bell peppers, celery, and onions. The most important aspect of home cooking a great gumbo is perfecting the roux that's used as its base. Or you could just head down to New Orleans and get someone to make it for you. Your call.
Where's my mac and cheese?
Everyone knows that real macaroni and cheese doesn't come out of a box, nor does it come with a packet of powdered cheese. Real good old-fashioned Southern mac and cheese is a completely separate dish altogether. It's often created with the combination of cheeses, and you can use anything from smoked cheddar and Monterey Jack to Gruyere and Velveeta. Southern recipes usually feature heavy whipping cream, evaporated milk, or both. And the dish is baked in the oven until the sauce is creamy and the top is crispy. No matter how much you love macaroni and cheese, you've never really tried it until you've had it in the South. You might have seen sweet potato casserole at Thanksgiving.
Okay, that came out really bad. That's my bad. I meant I need to come to the south. I need to come to the south. It's fucking hell.
Dinner and passed it by. But it's time to stop sleeping on this delicious dish. Though some folks love it topped with charred marshmallows, others prefer a topping made with brown sugar and pecans. Give it a go, and you'll soon realize that this often overlooked Thanksgiving. You might have seen sweet potato casserole at Thanksgiving dinner and passed it by. But it's time to stop sleeping on this delicious dish. Though some folks love it topped with charred marshmallows, others prefer a topping made with brown sugar and pecans. Give it a go, and you'll soon realize that this often overlooked Thanksgiving side dish deserves a place on your dinner table all through the year.
Okay.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, the conclusion of the situation that we were in. Yeah, you guys are just living better. Just straight up, everything's better over there. Yeah, there's no. I don't want to hear it back. I don't want to hear any excuses. You guys are. The food is just different level. Different level. I hope you enjoyed today's video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna go and maybe go for a walk or something and clear my mind, because I'll probably not be eating any of that good food anytime soon, which sucks. But I will be streaming tonight. Actually, no, I'm probably streaming right now on Twitch. If you want to come and say hello, I'd appreciate it. Either way, you have yourself a good day. Thank you for watching to this point. I appreciate you. Goodbye.